I've been saying for a while that I want to do a video on project management and task tracking, and this is it. Kind of. Hey all, I'm Andrew from Stasis Booth Games, and I'm currently developing We Are Not Alone. It's a hybrid first-person horror / third-person point-and-click adventure experience. If that sounds interesting to you, there's a link in the description. I'd really appreciate if you check out the Steam page. Why am I doing a kind of video about project management now? Well, I want to tell you about the wonders of the sprint. If you've seen this week's devlog, if you haven't, there's going to be a link up here. You'll know that I wanted to try something a little bit different in terms of getting things done and just trying to focus on getting the demo completed. I looked back at my project management days in university and decided, hey, it's time to do a sprint and see what happens. At the time this video releases, it'll be the final day of the sprint, so feel free to check back next week and see what happens, or take a look at my Twitter accounts, which are linked in the description, to see how I'm going. Without further ado, let's jump right into the topic. Just a quick clarification on what this video isn't. This isn't an in-depth look at project management methodologies, and if you're studying project management, you probably should not use me as an example. I've learned a lot about project management over the years, and what I'm doing is probably not technically classified as a sprint, but it works for me and it may work really well for you too. What is a sprint? Well, a sprint is referred to in usually Scrum or Agile project management methodologies, and it refers to taking a milestone, for instance, the demo, or probably something even smaller, giving it a time frame of 1 to 4 weeks. For me, I decided a week would be good, and then you run as hard as you bloody can in order to get it done. So how do you sprint? My sprint takes ideas from the project management methodologies mentioned above, which I've learnt a lot about, and I've applied them occasionally in certain situations, but never for my own games. So I may have trimmed some things, may have changed some things, but I'd say it's technically still a sprint. I took my current milestone, which is the demo, split it into small, bite-sized chunks. Individual tasks that, when completed, would mean I've got a playable demo. As you can see on the board here, I set up various sections: to do, in progress, testing, and complete, and then I color-coded each individual card depending on what it was. Blue for audio, red for visual, yellow for programming, and green for other. Kind of ran out of colors, so just use green as a general catch-all, really. Then I just got to it. Pick a card off the board, put it into the in progress section, get it done, move it to testing, test it, and complete it. Easy. What are the issues with doing a sprint? Well, the issue I've faced, and you might too, is that yes, picking random cards means you are getting things done. The downside is you might be doing things that aren't necessarily core to what you need to be doing. You might be doing things out of order, which in turn is just not making things faster when you find another card that could have made the previous card a lot easier. The easiest way to overcome the issue above is something that I figured out on day 2. On day 2, I decided to focus on what the core is, and that is getting the demo playable from start to finish. And then all the other cards are kind of ancillary, need to be done, but not necessarily done for the core issue at hand. So I made sure to focus on core tasks to get the demo playable, and then just worked on everything else. How hard is a sprint? Well, the sprint is really as hard as you make it. You can obviously overburden yourself with too many tasks for a time period, so make sure you kind of can adjust your schedule. If you realize that, hey, this is going to take me a lot longer than a week, change it to 2, but don't be constantly pushing back that finish line, because that's going to damage you even further. Just know that even if you get to the end of your sprint and you haven't completed every single task, if you can see that you've completed more than half, if you've completed 75% of your tasks, you've made so much progress and you're absolutely kicking it. The other thing you need to be mindful of is to not run yourself down. I set rules for myself at the start of the sprint, and that was to make sure that I took a little break every hour, took a proper lunch break, and made sure to always have water near me, and to make sure that I was actually drinking that water. Things like setting these base rules for yourself can go a long way to making a sprint easier. Why does a sprint work? Well, for me, a sprint works, especially combined with the physical sprint board that I showed earlier, because you've always got your tasks sitting right there looking at you. You don't need to worry about opening another app to see your tasks. You've got a physical thing. It is in my peripheral vision, I can see all the tasks that still have to be done, and I can also see the tasks that I have completed. It's a big pile of cards and it looks awesome. Seeing this constantly changing board of tasks, moving one thing from to do to the next section and then finally to complete, it feels like this massive sense of accomplishment. And it really just improved my mood dramatically. At the end of each sprint day, I felt amazingly happy. I'd done a hard day's work and I felt relaxed and good. I could actually turn my mind off and just enjoy a movie. What are the results of the sprint? Well, for my sprint, obviously. My mood, I'm feeling happy and energetic, which I haven't for quite some time. My motivation is at an all-time high. I can't wait to just dig back into this list of tasks I've got sitting here. I'm definitely going to be introducing sprints as a regular thing for the rest of this game. But the most important thing is that at the end of 2 days of this week-long sprint, I've got a start to finish playable demo. That's amazing. I've glossed over a lot when it comes to project management here because I just wanted to focus on sprinting itself. I don't want to dig too much into the weeds. I want to make sure that you're entertained, you don't start skipping through the video, and just so you know what it is, how it works, and from an application point of view, if it's worked. There's a lot of information online about sprints and project management if you feel like reading online. I won't link anything because there is so much to it. I'd say that the benefits of sprinting are amazing. I felt more productive and more energetic these past 2 days than I have for a while. I'm just making so much progress. I've always been making progress, but not the leaps and bounds kind of progress that I've made in the past 2 days. It feels phenomenal. Anyway, yes, that is the end of the video. That seemed like a bit of an abrupt cut. But anyway, if you could please like, subscribe, share with your friends, just get this video out to anyone that it might be useful for. And until next time, stay indie.